Welcome to this telecast of your local high school football game.
From Audubon High School in Audubon, New Jersey, TV 19 Plus is proud to present high school football action. Today, it's the 50th meeting between Audubon and Haddon Township. Hi, everybody. Tad Kazaneski and Kevin Schulz with you. And Kevin, Audubon leads this series 32-16-1. But we look at the visiting team, Haddon Township. They come in with a 5-4 record and high hopes for this game today.
Absolutely. They've had a nice year, had some nice wins. They have a younger team, but they have a senior, Jake Campbell, at the quarterback position, a kid who can make things happen offensively, especially at times through the air. And I think that's going to be a key for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Audubon, the home team, a little bit of an interesting story coming into this game. They qualified for the playoffs last week. They lost the game to Pennsgrove, and in their last few games, Kevin, they've actually lost a decent amount of key players.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tougher, especially at the quarterback position. They're losing. They lost Aiden Bourne. They're going to have Eric Shore in there, a junior, playing quarterback today. But I think the key for Audubon is, A, get the running game going with Khalil Chisholm, and secondly, they're going to have to stop the passing game of Haddon Township, because they're a team that's given up an average of 30 points a game this year on defense.
Well, it's the 50th time these two teams have met on Thanksgiving. We'll see what's going to happen here in 2012. Haddon Township versus Audubon, our TV 19 Plus Game of the Week.
In the area, we offer you the confidence that comes from working with professionals. We put your needs first, and we know the area. Real estate is not a part-time interest to us. It's our profession. We have no part-time associates on our staff because we know that it takes full-time commitment to obtain the best prices for our sellers.
Westmont Ace Hardware has been serving the South Jersey area since 1932. The third generation of the founding family still operates our large, modern store at 127 Haddon Avenue in Westmont. We offer the convenience of being located right in town, on the main street, with off-street parking and no hassles driving miles to a shopping center. Westmont Ace Hardware is known for the variety of tools, hardware, and general merchandise that it carries. But we are best known for our knowledgeable salespeople and personal service. If you can describe your hardware need, we can find the exact product to satisfy it. Westmont Ace Hardware, the place to go for all your hardware needs.
The Taproom Grill, located on Crystal Lake Avenue in Haddon Township, is the ideal place to gather with friends or family to enjoy great food and beverages in a casual and friendly environment. The Taproom provides a neighborhood atmosphere that attracts patrons of all ages. Whether you choose the indoor tavern or the spacious outdoor deck, you can select from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, and specials, all expertly prepared by our chef. The Taproom has 18 flat-screen TVs both indoors and out, and music entertainment 4 days a week. Planning a private celebration or event, the Taproom can host an event from a party of 12 to a group of 700. Come to the Taproom, where we serve great food, beverages, and smiles every day of the week.
The Retrospect is your very local source of news and features that you can't get anywhere else. Each week you'll read the headlines from your hometown and surrounding suburban towns. You'll read about the events and people that make your community unique. Stories about your friends and neighbors, and a weekly calendar of events. You'll also take a trip back in history each week when we take you down memory lane, and you'll be able to check out the legal notices once a week and all in the same place. And don't forget about local sports from the schools and community leagues right in your hometown. To find out how to get your copy, visit www.theretrospect.com. Carl's Haddonfield Service. Carl's Haddonfield Service has been a local landmark providing reliable automotive service for over 50 years. At Carl's, we are still providing old-fashioned full service like cleaning your windshield and checking your oil with every fill-up.
Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors are known for our innovations in real estate sales. Now we're adding to the technologies available to sellers and buyers by making it easier to get information about a home when a potential buyer sees our real estate sign. At the top of these signs is a text code that can be used in conjunction with a buyer's mobile phone to bring up a complete description of the property, and with a smartphone, photographs, floor plans, and maps as well. Simply enter the text code from the sign into your phone to retrieve this information, and for even more details, press the link to contact the listing agent. Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors, for innovations in real estate sales.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and welcome back to Bendorf Narducci Field here in Audubon. It's the 50th meeting between Haddon Township and Audubon. Audubon leads this series 32-16-1. Last year, Audubon won this game 28-8, and in that game, Khalil Chisholm ran the ball 33 times for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns to give him over 1,000 yards last season. And the key to the victory, he finished with 1,056 yards.
Yeah, Todd, I think Khalil Chisholm is going to be a big key for Audubon today on the offensive side of the ball. You know, we've seen them both play the same team in Haddon Heights, and one thing, even in a blowout loss that stuck out, was Audubon's ability to run the ball on a pretty good Haddon Heights defense.
Haddon Township will receive the ball as they come back with this is Casey Boyle. Boyle returns it across the 25, across the 35, and in good field position from the 38 is Haddon Township.
Yeah, Casey Boyle's a kid that can help you in a lot of different ways on the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, and also right there on special teams.
So Haddon Township will start the game here in 2012 from their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Township comes in 5-4. Audubon is 4-5. The difference is both teams were 500 going into last week's game. Audubon made the playoffs and played the number 1 team, Penns Grove, lost 64-0 in a consolation game. Haddon Township drew Shalleck. So from their own 38, 1st and 10, Jake Campbell will be your quarterback to start things off. Campbell will go to a pass, far side of the field. And Township, pretty good running room. This is Robert McCullough there. As McCullough is going to get across the 46 and a gain of about 6.
Well, that's how Haddon Township tries to hurt you on the offensive side of the ball with that short passing game. Get the ball out to kids like Robert McCullough, enable him to get the ball, get his shoulders square upfield, and get to the run after the catch.
Gain of 7 on the play. Tackle made by number 2.
Now we have a penalty, personal foul against Haddon Township. That is going to knock them back significantly. It happened after the play was over. So initially they gained 7 and knock them back 15.
Always bad to start with a penalty, but even worse, a personal foul of the nature where it's a lack of discipline. And again, that's something you don't want to start the game with because you run the risk of something like that carrying through the game. And obviously, you know, if the officials see something like that, you're going to stand out and they're going to have a closer focus on you as the game moves on.
2nd and 19. 4 wide receivers in for Campbell. They send a man in motion. They give it to the man in motion, coming to the near side. Nice tackle there as Corson Harder goes on it. Now a flag flies late again. We might see another 15-yard penalty on this one, Kevin.
Well, you know, again, that's something you can't allow have happen. You just obviously make things a lot more difficult for yourself. But only this time it's on the Audubon side of the ball, and I don't know if that was of a late hit variety or if it was there was some excessive celebration. But in any event, anything that they were able to gain from the Haddon Township penalty has now been negated with a penalty of their own on the second play of the game.
So now we're even. It's going to be, they call it 3rd down and about 7. You can see the chains on the top end of your screen. We're just underway here, first quarter on TV 19+. So it looks like I formation here for Haddon Township. They will hand it off. Near side of the field, getting around the corner and getting across midfield is Dan Clemente. Clemente will get enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, you're seeing a couple different looks here from Haddon Township. As you saw Clemente go off to the left side, and you know, first we saw them come up with the quick throw to the outside to get upfield for 7. And then you had the reverse to Harder, and then you see Clemente come off to the left side, pulled the guard from the right side, sealed out the linebacker. Real nice play call, and an even better job of execution there by Haddon Township.
You see how they attempt to spread the field to the far side. See what Campbell elects to do here. Campbell going to hand off, coming near side with a lot of room, and gaining the 1st down is actually close to a 1st down is Connor Wade.
Yeah, you really got to like a lot of the different looks you're seeing from Haddon Township in different directions, misdirections, really using the whole field right there. Not only that, using different weapons when you talk about Clemente, Hooter, and Connor Wade. And again, that keeps that defense off balance. They can't overplay one way or another. Nice job here, again, of play calling and execution by Haddon Township to start things off.
He did gain 11. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 36. So Township moving the ball early on with their quarterback, Jake Campbell. Campbell wants to throw, sends it far side. It is complete. Round the corner up to the 30-yard line is Casey Boyle.
Jake Campbell's pass is complete.
So looking good early on, Kevin, is Haddon Township.
Yeah, that's a perfect throw there by Campbell to Boyle out on the outside. And again, that's one where you want to have it right on the numbers. You don't want to have him turn back. Gets the ball quickly, is able to turn upfield in a one-on-one situation, gain about 6.
So 2nd down and 4 for Haddon Township, doing it running and passing the ball thus far. Campbell over center. He will give it on the handoff. Taking it here is Boyle. Boyle gets around the corner. Nice open field tackle there. That was Brian Doyle on the tackle.
23, Khalil Chisholm.
Khalil Chisholm, I'm sorry. Chisholm makes the tackle. Good job by Chisholm.
Yeah, nice one-on-one job there. Boyle going to the outside. Didn't see the initial hole. Bounced it to the outside. But again, when you're doing that, you're playing right into the hands of a kid like Khalil Chisholm, who has the ability to read and react and has great speed in getting to the outside, and did an even better job of breaking down in a one-on-one situation and making the play.
He got there in a hurry. It's 3rd down and 4. Handoff far side. Good job to try and get around the corner. Finally knocked down the carry is Clemente. Very close to the first down. They're going to give it to him. First down.
Adam Cox.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what Haddon Township's doing, whether they go to the right side or the left side, is doing a nice job having their guards seal the linebackers going to the outside, taking them out of the play, forcing the safeties to come up and run support. And I think that's a big reason why you're seeing Haddon Township have success on this first drive.
Very dynamic offense thus far. 1st and 10. Rolling to his left is Campbell. Gets the pass off. It is complete, avoiding one man, but down at the 20-yard line is Dan Clemente.
Dan Clemente. Khalil Chisholm makes
again. Khalil Chisholm reading, reacting, coming up, making a stop, but after Haddon Township's able to gain 6, and a nice job mixing things up. Even with the formations, you have the traditional under the center snap with the quarterback, and there we saw him go with the shotgun. But you always have a back right next to him, so you can't read it as a pass play. It could be a pass or a run.
2nd down and 4. This is Chisholm. Chisholm cuts by 1. Boy, does a couple nice moves, then is tackled on the play as he's brought down on the play by Kevin Terafay.
On the carry. Stop by number 81.
And that's a play right there that took a little bit too much time to develop. You want to hit the hole quickly, shoot upfield. Once you start going laterally, again, that's when you allow the linebackers to flow out there and get involved in the play, and that's what we saw right there defensively from Audubon.
First drive of the game, Haddon Township taking the opening kickoff. They are down inside the 20. It's going to be 3rd and 3. 7:24 to play here in the first quarter. Casey Boyle will take the pitch. He will go to his left, cut it ahead. Good job by Boyle there, and he will get the first down.
Yeah, that's an interesting play there. You had Connor Wade and Corson Harder there off to the left side. They were lined up right behind the tight end and the tackle, so you actually have extra blockers right there. Very interesting formation, just flooding that one side and getting the yards they need for the first down.
So Township continues to move the ball from the 18. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the first drive of the game. Doing a good job using a lot of players, too.
You see a double wide out formation here.
Send a man in motion. It's going to be a quick pass play to the outside. It is complete. Good running room with here is McCullough. McCullough's going to be a little bit short of the first down, but he's inside the 10-yard line. But a flag down on the play. And we'll see what our referee says here. Block in the back against Township.
Illegal block in the back against Haddon Township.
That'll move him back a couple.
Well, that's a tough break because that was a nice throw and an even better catch there by McCullough. A lot of times you see that throw to the outside, you'll see the receiver wait for the ball. McCullough sensed that he had to step up, got the ball, and I think that gave him a little bit of extra space to shoot upfield, but obviously that's going to be all for naught with the penalty, and Haddon Township facing a 1st and about 20 right here.
So 1st and 20 from about the 23-yard line. Again, we're on the first drive of the game here in the first quarter. 6:25 and counting to play here in the first quarter. Lone setback here is Connor Wade. Quick pass, far side, complete. Gets a block or two. This is Nick Marino. They say he did not quite get out of bounds. He might have gained about 7.
Again, very interesting how they're setting up with not only a couple times off tackle, they had the wide out and a slot right behind the tackle and guard. There you saw the wide out had a slot guy that normally is off to the left right behind him. You use your wide out as an extra blocker, and they're able to gain about 6.
2nd and 14.
So 2nd and 14 now from the shotgun. In the slot is Wade. Pass play, rolling to his left is Campbell. Looking, he has a lot of time. Arcs this one up into the end zone. A man there, and it's caught for the touchdown. Caught on the play by Nick Marino, and Township on the board first.
And I think the big thing that's happening there, as you saw, a real nice catch by Marino in the end zone. Campbell, and rolling out, had Harder be the lead blocker, gave them a lot of time. And the key right there is the time and now allowing the play to develop, allowing things to happen. And Campbell did a great job showing patience, waiting for Marino to get open in the corner area of the end zone. And again, just a great catch by Marino for 6.
So Connor Wade in to try the extra point for Haddon Township. Jake Campbell in to hold. Low snap, drilled though, and it is good. 5:35 to play here in the first quarter. After the first drive of the game, Haddon Township leads it 7-0. You couldn't ask for a nicer Thanksgiving game here in 2012. Tad Kozineski, Kevin Schulz with you here on TV 19+. Haddon Township leading it 7-0. As in to kick will be Connor Wade. Kicks it deep. This is a very good kick. It over kicks everybody, and that's going to come out to the 20. And Kevin, Audubon with the new quarterback, their first time to take offense in this game.
I think they'll probably keep it simple. I mean, obviously, you're going to throw a little bit, but the key to them offensively is going to be Khalil Chisholm and what he's been able to bring to the table with his running game. You know, we saw him play against Haddon Heights, a very good defense, and even though they had a tough game, that was one thing you pulled out of that game was Audubon's ability to run the ball, and Khalil Chisholm was a big part of that.
Eric Shore is the quarterback in for Audubon, replaces Borden, who is out for the season with a concussion. Here's Chisholm. He'll start the game. Still on his feet, pushes ahead, gets across the 30, down the far sidelines. And just like that, a first down on the first carry of the game for Chisholm.
Yeah, you have two types of backs. Some hit the hole quickly. Khalil Chisholm on that play, it's like a read and react type of play where he moves laterally a little bit, is able to see what's in front of him, showing great vision and initially going to the right side, cutting things to the left side. And boy, this kid can really cut and accelerate upfield as well as anybody in this conference.
And bad news for the rest of the conference. He is only a junior, so he has another season ahead of him. Just across midfield with that one is Chisholm. One wide receiver just off your screen. Send a man in motion. Give it to the man in motion. Coming now the bottom of your screen. This is Quashawn Johnson. Johnson taken around off the corner. The man who scored the touchdown, Nick Marino, on the tackle. Maybe a gain of a yard or two.
Well, that's a play where you have to have Johnson involved in the offense to keep the defense honest, but what a play like that does is enable you to get to the outside, but at some point you've got to get upfield. I think he went laterally for too long a period of time and enabled Marino and the rest of the defense to get out there and make the play.
2nd down and 8. Here comes Chisholm. Chisholm pushing ahead. Gets across about the 46-yard line. Connor Wade in there on the stop.
And you saw Connor Wade up there. You can see right now this Haddon Township defense is designed to stop the run, and they know they have to stop Chisholm. It looked like Wade was faking blitz almost up on the line. I mean, you're talking about a linebacker who was right on the back of the nose guard right there, and he's able to come up and make the play.
I'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Green Wave of Audubon on their first drive of the game. They trail at 7-0.
It's over.
Pitch it far side. Going with some room here is Chisholm, but Chisholm is not going to get the first down. He's going to be about 4 yards shy. Corson Harder led the charge defensively for Haddon Township.
Yeah, nice flow of the linebackers getting to the outside on a play where you just want to make sure Khalil Chisholm doesn't run wild. Of course, we know how well he can do and what he's able to do in open space, and did a nice job in making the stop they had to make right there and forcing Audubon to punt.
Punt team is on. Eric Shore, the quarterback, will punt. And back to receive it is Casey Boyle. First quarter, Township leads at 7-0. Nice high kick. Probably not a return as it's going out of bounds on the far side of the field. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 24-yard line where Township will take over 1st and 10. 3:20 to play here in the first quarter. Township leads at 7-0.
I'll tell you what, Tad, you couldn't ask for a better day as we see a lot of the crowd moving in here, and when you have a day like this is when you're going to maximize the amount of people coming out for a game. And I know on many Thanksgiving days, you never know what you're going to get. You could get a cold, rainy day, like I remember a couple of years ago in Collingswood. I think it was played
ugly
in pretty much of a driving rainstorm, but just perfect conditions today.
1st and 10 for Township from the 24-yard line. Casey Boyle is the back deep in this setup. They give it to Boyle. Boyle looks to get around the corner. Good cutback there by Boyle. Gains a couple nice extra yards before Tyler Aceto takes him down. That is a first down.
I'll tell you what, and Audubon didn't have bad pursuit, but that's just great. A great job by Casey Boyle, sensing which was almost, I guess you could say, an over pursuit of linebackers to the outside. Boyle cut it upfield and was able to gain a first down.
So far, Audubon's defense, Kevin, does not have an answer for Haddon Township. And that's been kind of, as you look at the stats, that's been their Achilles heel.
Yeah, they're just not able to deal with the multiple looks, multiple formations, and the diversity you're getting with Haddon Township, with involving everybody in this offense.
Connor Wade will take the handoff this time. Wade stacked up more or less at the line of scrimmage. No gain for him there on that one. His tackle made by Pat Burnett.
Yeah, that's one of the few plays right there that took a little bit too much time to develop in the backfield. And Audubon, to their credit, did a nice job reacting to make the play. Great penetration right there. And again, that's something you saw right there. They're going to have to do more on a consistent basis if they're going to have success.
Actually lost a yard. 2nd down and 11.
Not 2nd and 1.
So Campbell now back in the shotgun. And the slot is Wade to his right. He looks right. Looking. Gets the pass off. It is complete. And running out of bounds is Casey Boyle, but a decent gain and leave a manageable play coming up.
Yeah, they flood that right. Well, not so much flood, but you have McCall and Boyle out to that right side of the field, giving Campbell the ability to hit either target, whatever's open. But at the same time, you force the linebackers to respect that play. They have to play a little more off the ball. And in the end, what that's doing is helping the running game.
So Township now has a 3rd and about 4 as Campbell goes from the shotgun. You see the 2 wide receivers at the top side of your screen, and Audubon may have jumped across and just given them a first down. There's the signal. Offsides Audubon. It's going to be 1st and 10, Haddon Township.
Yeah, that's a situation as a defensive lineman. You really know you're in a situation where you need penetration for any type of play they come up with offensively, and just a little over anxious on Audubon's part right there.
Audubon's coaches don't like what they see. They call timeout. 1:28 to play. First quarter. Haddon Township leads it 7-0.
Congratulations.
Tack Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here on TV 19 Plus. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. 1st and 10 for Haddon Township. Moving the ball, leading at 7-0. Campbell back to pass. He looks like he's going deep for this one. It's up for grabs and intercepted. Intercepted on the play by Audubon. That's Johnson. Jeremy Delgado. Check that. Jeremy Delgado. Oh, it is Johnson. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what Audubon needed. I mean, they haven't been able to stop this Haddon Township offense at all. And I think what you need is an influx of adrenaline here and momentum, and the best way to do that is come up with a big play like Quashawn Johnson did right there. Had his man covered the whole time. Did a great job stepping up, making the pick, and getting some yards after it.
First turnover of the game goes in favor of Audubon, keeping them in the game as Haddon Township was marching down the field. So 1st and 10 for Audubon. They'll take over the ball on their own 37. Chisholm gets about 2 or 3 before he is covered on the play, tackled by Elijah Camacho. But anytime Haddon Township can do that, they'll be happy. Maybe a yard in that game.
Yeah, that's a tight formation, and you pretty much know at this point that's going to be a run, and you're almost in a situation you don't always want to key on one player, but you key on Chisholm. More often than not, you're going to get yourself to a point where you'll make a play and for minimal yardage right there, and it's just a nice stop there. Great job of team defense by Haddon Township.
He gained 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Audubon as we wind it down in the first quarter. Audubon trailing it 7-0. Send a man in motion. Give it to Chisholm. Chisholm dives ahead for a yard or 2. He's tackled by Ed Hutchinson.
I think ultimately to get this running game going, Audubon at some point is going to have to put the ball in the air, because you look at that defense, other than the one-on-one matchups with the wide receiver and the cornerback, you basically have the safety back. Everybody is up pressing on the line of scrimmage in the box, and that's something that's going to make it difficult to run against when you're talking about Audubon.
They may not get this play not off, and they do not. So we have played one quarter here from Audubon High School. Haddon Township leading at 7-0. Tack Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here on TV 19 Plus. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're going to start this third quarter with a 3rd and 7 for Audubon. Give it to the man in motion. Coming down and not able to get the first down is Quishan. Actually, that's Jeremy Delgado. And that should bring the punt team on a 4th and 3.
On the carry, stopped by number 53, Joel Egbert.
All right, so that was Johnson.
And that's a play where, again, you want to try and keep the Haddon Township defense off bounds, not think they're going to go to Chisholm all the time. And the linebackers just did another great job getting to the outside and stopping Johnson.
Eric Schur into punt. Casey Boyle standing back at his own 20-yard line. Line drive kick, probably no return. We'll see. It's going to go out of bounds close to the 22-yard line. So Haddon Township will take over, so no big damage for them on the turnover. But Kevin, Audubon's got to find a way to stop this offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they were clicking until you had that interception. And again, I think that's a situation where Haddon Township has shown that diversity in running, passing, going to the outside with the short passes. They wanted to show the long pass just to stretch the field out even more on the defensive side. And it bit them in the foot, but at the same time, as you said, Tad, no real harm here in getting the ball back on their own 22-yard line here.
Boyle, the tailback. They'll start it with the handoff to Boyle. Boyle looks to get around the corner. Tries to get a block around the corner, manages to get out to about the 30-yard line, and a gain of 6 or 7. Tackled by Delgado.
And I think the thing we saw right there was that lead block of Connor Wade off to the left side. I mean, he stayed on his block a long period of time. A lot of times with a back, you'll make one hit and just keep going upfield. Stayed with his block, and I think that was a key in getting Casey Boyle free and going upfield for about 7 yards right there.
2nd down and 4 for Haddon Township. Give it to the tailback. Gets by one. Not quite able to get by another, but fortunate to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Couple of green shirts in there leading the charge. Owen Danya. Going to leave him 3rd and about 3.
Well, Connor Wade's been dominant as a lead blocker in one-on-one situations, but what you saw right there was the Audubon linebackers get to the left side, and an even better job up front of the Audubon defensive line, controlling the line of scrimmage, giving the linebackers room to maneuver to the outside, and they were able to make the stop.
3rd and 3 now for Haddon Township. Again, they lead it 7-0. Lone setback is Connor Wade. Spread the field for a possible pass. It is a pass. Quick pass, far side with some blocks. Going with it here is Boyle. Boyle's going to go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, but it is enough for a first down.
Yeah, another nice throw by Jake Campbell right there, and I think the key on that play is to hit the receiver in stride. Anytime you have to have him turn back or stop, you're giving that the cornerback or the linebacker extra time to react and come up and make the play. And just a great job of execution there by Haddon Township, and especially on Jake Campbell's part.
9:40 and counting to play until the half. Haddon Township with the ball. They also lead it 7-0. Man in the slot, that's Connor Wade. Whoa, goes way over the head of the quarterback, who manages to tip it, makes a play on it, makes a throw, and a completion. What a play by the quarterback as it goes near side of the field, and it's caught by Casey Boyle. They're fortunate on that one.
Two things. I like the way he was able to recover, get the ball back in his hands, immediately went to the right side, looked upfield, and again was able to throw the ball to Casey Boyle in stride. But just a great job of making a play out of a bad situation by Campbell.
Great job by the senior quarterback. That was a very difficult play. Lone setback now is Casey Boyle. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. They pitch it to Boyle, far side of the field. Boyle picks up a couple blocks, gets around the corner. He's going to get the first down and more as he's pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of Audubon.
Yeah, you saw the guards of Haddon Township seal off the linebackers, and Boyle with Connor Wade and a couple of other players in front of him, had lead blockers. There were very few Audubon defensive backs there up to make a play, and Boyle again is doing a nice job reading the blocks and getting another first down on a big play to the left side.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 43 of Audubon. 8:30 and counting to play here in the second quarter. Lone Campbell in the shotgun. In the slot is Connor Wade. And a whistle stops play here. And our referee is going to make a call here. It's against Audubon. It'll cost them, against Haddon Township. Cost them 5.
And I know, Tad, we did the first Haddon Township game against Sterling. Rob and I did that on the radio. One thing you saw there in the first half of that game was a Haddon Township offense that had some trouble, but within that you saw them make some nice plays, and I think that was just early season jitters. You can see this offense has really gotten a lot of momentum and just are doing a great job executing and playing with a lot of confidence, especially when you look at Campbell, the quarterback position.
Clemente in the backfield. Now we have a stoppage of play and a whistle, and we're waiting for a signal. It is going to be timeout. Haddon Township. We have 7:58 to play until the half. Haddon Township leads it 7-0. Pat Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz, TV 19 Plus, doing high school football. Not that flag football game, but it looks like they're having a good time here, and that's what Thanksgiving's all about.
Well, they were on the smaller field, went to a bigger field, which I don't know if that's a great idea. They must be younger because that means more running, and
it's not a veteran crew.
You're
that's for sure.
Fall asleep with your head into your turkey.
1st and 15 for Township. Quick pass far side to Boyle. Boyle for a yard or two. Pretty nice read and a nice tackle there made by Eliseo Ramos.
Well, at this point, I mean, that's what they have to do when you're looking at Audubon. Get to those plays a little bit quicker. And, you know, we've seen them get to Boyle with his momentum going to the outside. There he was still got his shoulder square upfield, but a nice job of the defensive backs reading, reacting, coming up and making a play.
That was Noah Guerrero on the tackle. The number different here on the sheet that I have, so we'll give that to Noah. 2nd down and 12. In the slot is Clemente. He's rolling to his right with time, looking, gets the pass off, but overthrows the intended wide receiver. Casey Boyle also out there, I believe, was Brown.
Intended for number 7, Matt Brown is in.
Well, there they flooded the right side. I think on that play, the route was run a little bit deeper. You know, when you have that double out pattern right there, you want them to at least be about 5 yards apart, and they really came pretty close to each other right there. So, you know, this is a Haddon Township team that offensively has done a nice job in executing. That was one play where you had one of the routes was run a little longer short, but the two receivers were a little too close to each other on that play.
3rd and 12, Haddon Township from the 45 of Audubon. Haddon Township leading at 7-0. 2 wideouts top side, a wide out to the bottom side. Connor Wade, the setback to the left to Campbell. Campbell is back. He may go deep for this one. He's going across the middle. It is caught. Running for a first down and more is Casey Boyle, and Boyle is going to dive in for the touchdown. Township now leads it 13-0.
Casey Boyle, who runs for a.
Well, interesting on that formation, from everything we've seen so far, they usually put the double or triple wide out to the wide side of the field, had it on the short side of the field. Everything's been to the outside, and this is what we talk about. When you talk about Haddon Township, you need to respect every area of the field. Audubon left the middle open. Casey Boyle made them pay for it right there.
Pretty nice throw by Campbell.
Yeah.
Hit him in stride.
Absolutely. And again, that's the key. Anytime you're going across the middle of the field, you have to hit the receivers on the numbers. And again, another nice throw by Jake Campbell.
Connor Wade in for the extra point. It is long enough. And it is good. So as we look at the clock here from Bendorf Narducci Field, 7:02 to play until the half. It's 14-0 Haddon Township. Pat Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here in TV 19 Plus. As Connor Wade into kickoff for Township, who leads it by a score of 14-0. Nice deep ball. Here comes Audubon looking for a return right up the middle of the field. That's Quashawn Johnson. He may have fumbled that. Township may have it. They come away with the ball. I'm waiting for a signal. Yes, there is. They're talking. Yeah, it's going to be Haddon Township ball.
Now, obviously, that's the last thing you need if you're Audubon at this point. With a Haddon Township team, it's up 14-0, and just having all kinds of positive momentum offensively, really been able to do whatever they want. And again, you have to respect every area of the field, and that's the thing that makes it so tough to defend against this Haddon Township offense.
So after the fumble, Township takes over, leading it 14-0. 6:51 to play until the half. Great field position. Boyle, the setback to the left. Give is to Boyle. Boyle cuts ahead. Nice move, but just enough interference run on that play by Adam Cox, but a gain of 3.
Well, that's a great play by Cox because there was a lot of open room. Wade on the right side, who was lined up right behind the tackle, actually didn't have anybody to block until he was about 4 yards into the defensive backfield, but good job of Cox moving laterally, making the play, keeping his feet underneath him.
2nd down and 6 for Haddon Township. In great field position after the turnover. Casey Boyle to the left to Campbell. Give is to the quarterback's actually going to keep this. This is Campbell. Campbell pushes ahead. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
Campbell keeps off left end.
Probably a good move to mix it up and keep it once in a while.
Yeah, and we don't have the specific stats, but that's probably the 5th or 6th Haddon Township back that we've seen run the ball. So again, it just goes a long way in keeping the defense off bounds, not allowing them to overcommit one way or another. And Jake Campbell finds another way to gain yardage off to that left side for this Haddon Township offense.
I am very impressed with what the coaches have done calling these plays today for Haddon Township. Outstanding job. I formation, Casey Boyle, the lone setback in the eye. He gets it. Boyle will get the first down as he runs over on the play, number 81, Zach Sutter, but that is enough for a first down.
Well, when you're running off tackle and you don't get hit until you're 7-8 yards into the defensive backfield, that just says a lot about the dominating job we're seeing up front from that Haddon Township offensive line.
1st and 10.
5:20 and counting to play here until the half. Township with the ball. They lead it 14-0 here in this Thanksgiving 2012 rivalry game. Here's Boyle. Audubon on him this time, is not able to get back the line of scrimmage as Boyle. He is stopped on the play by Pat Burnett.
Yeah, if you're Audubon right now, you've got to come out of that base defense. And, you saw right there, it looks like they shot one of the gaps. Not sure if it was a linebacker or a defensive lineman shooting one of the gaps, and were able to gain penetration into the backfield and get the Boyle before he was able to get upfield. But, plays like that have been few and far between. And, again, Audubon's inability to gain penetration has been the key to Haddon Township's success.
2nd down and 13 after they lose a couple yards. Connor Wade in the backfield. Quick pass near side. It is complete. Good move going up with his Boyle. Actually, Boyle made the play. So Boyle, as he gets ahead, is going to leave him about 6 yards shy of the first down, just outside the 10.
I'm impressed when you look at Horter or Nick Marino or whoever it is out on the wide out, not only by their ability from the skill positions to make plays, but their ability to block. And that's a skill where it's something where fundamentally you want your kids to do it, but not a lot of kids at the skill position who always want the ball in their hands do. But you can see these kids really buy into this offensive approach that we have here for Haddon Township.
3rd down and 5, 2 backs next to the quarterback. Let's see who takes it here. It's not a handoff. It will be a pass. Going to the end zone, a man there, and it is incomplete. Looking for Robert McCullough, but incomplete.
One of the few passes we've seen that weren't on the numbers. You see McCullough coming across the middle, and that's one thing you never want to have your receiver do is jump up in the air, especially even more so when they're running across the middle of the field. But I'll tell you what, that's one of the few bad throws we've seen Jake Campbell make, who is a kid who's had an outstanding first half of football.
He was open. We have a field goal try coming up for Haddon Township. Connor Wade's going to line up for a 26-yard field goal here, and he has the foot to do it. And we have a whistle before the snap. If it's against Audubon, it's not enough for a first down. We will see here. Comes a referee with the signal. Yeah, it's against Haddon Township. I don't know if that'll affect the field goal try or not. We'll see. They haven't made any changes, so I assume they're going to go for the field goal.
Backs it up to the Audubon 16.
Wade's got a pretty strong foot, so I guess going from.
Now you're going to move it back to what? We're going to be looking at a 32-yard field goal now. Gets the kick off. It's got plenty of distance, and it is good. From 32 yards out, it has been all Haddon Township. 3:36 to play here in the first half. It is 17-0 Haddon Township. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here in TV 19 Plus as Haddon Township will kick off. They are cruising thus far. They lead it 17-0. Audubon needing to find some offense. Connor Wade to kick off for Haddon Township. He has kicked it very well. This one not as well. Line drive kick, but goes all the way back for Johnson. Whoops. Johnson comes up there and going to make it out to about the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Audubon and Kevin. Audubon needs to score right now. They need to get a good drive.
You know, score, obviously, and even if you're not able to do that, string together some first downs, get some confidence offensively, because right now, especially with this 17-0 lead, defensively you can take chances. You have a lot of field to work with, and I think at some point Audubon has to show the ability to stretch the field a little bit.
1st and 10, Audubon. Let's see if they even can attempt a pass here. This might be their first attempted pass for sure. Sure is back. Gets it out near side, in and out of the hands. The receiver was there, and Kevin Terafay just couldn't hold it.
Yeah, the ball was there. Not a bad throw at all by Shure, but obviously Terafay wasn't able to keep his hands on it. And again, I think, you see an Audubon team that primarily is a running team. They're going to have to do that because you can't continue to play against the defense of Haddon Township that has everybody up in the box, except for obviously the cornerbacks covering wide receivers, because right now, again, they're just dominating the inside part of the field. So you have to throw to stretch things out, loosen things up on the defensive side of the ball.
2nd down and 10. Give it to Chisholm. Chisholm does a good job to cut it ahead, gets by one tackle, and brought down on the play by Elijah Camacho.
Khalil Chisholm on the carry.
Yeah, just a little
Met by number 56.
individual effort there off to the left side of Chisholm. And he's a kid where you don't have to give him a whole lot of room, but if you want to enable him to move laterally and have a hole to pick and read, he's going to shoot it upfield. I think too many times, though, Chisholm has gotten his hands on the ball and had a defensive lineman or a linebacker in his face right away.
2:50 and counting to play here in the first half. Audubon with the ball. They trail this game 17-0. 3rd and 5. Chisholm up the middle, and that second effort is going to make it close. He's going to be, I think, a little bit short. They may measure it just the same. Depends on the spot here, Kevin.
Man, that's a nice job of Chisholm gaining some extra yards.
First down.
And we'll get the first down. Okay, I thought he was a little bit short, too.
Originally, it looked like he didn't make it to the 35, but they give the spot to the 35. So Audubon needed that. As you mentioned, the little battles first. They got their first down. Now they need to move it down the field. 2:20 and counting, first half. Audubon with the ball. They trail this game 17-0.
And probably just as important as them getting the ball moving is keeping the ball out of the Haddon Township offense's hands, which really is in probably their best rhythm of the whole season today.
1st and 10. Audubon back, gets the pass off near side. This time it is caught. Able to get by and get enough for a first down is Zach Sutter.
Pass is complete to number 81, Zach
Yeah, good
Sutter.
job of Sutter in a tight area. Again, like we've seen McCullough do on the Haddon Township side of the ball. Stepped up, able to get his hands on the ball, get to the ball, had the defender go to the right side and shot it upfield and was able to gain some extra yards even after the catch.
I like the way Short throws the ball. He throws a nice ball. And we get a whistle here. And what do we have? We might have a timeout. Haddon Township, I believe. So a timeout. Haddon Township is the call. 1:43 to play here in the first half. Township leads it 17-0. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here. Thanksgiving 2012, TV 19 Plus. 1st and 10, Audubon from the 47. Sure, throwing the ball rather well. He's back. He's looking. Gets it down. It is up for grabs, and that is knocked down. As much as I said he's thrown the ball well, that was not the kind of pass you want if you're a coach.
Yeah, the last thing you want in that situation, obviously threw it into triple coverage, but the ball didn't have a whole lot on. I think that had a lot to do with Corson Harder. He looked like he blitzed off to the right side and Shore was going back, actually threw off his front foot, but a lot of that primarily was because of the nice pressure you saw from Corson Harder.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. All wide receivers, top side of your screen for Shore. Shore back, this time thinking about it, gets it off and almost intercepted again, as that was nearly picked off on the play by Elijah Camacho.
There is a flag on the field.
A flag is down, though, on the far side of the field at the line of scrimmage. Here's our official. Illegal substitution against Audubon.
Ineligible receiver.
Ineligible receiver. I'm sorry. Got to get my signals right. It's against Audubon. Haddon Township will take them back.
I'll tell you what, Tad, I know Shore wasn't able to get the completion, threw the ball off to the wrong shoulder, but the thing I liked about that play was that he made multiple looks, felt comfortable in the pocket, especially coming after a play where Horder gave him a hard hit prior to that. So this is a kid who shows a lot of pocket presence.
Shore's going to do it again. Pressure on, gets a quick pass out near side of the field. Going up with this is Chisholm. Chisholm gets up just past the original line of scrimmage. Nice open field tackle of the play by Corson Harder.
Yeah, quick throw to the outside. Chisholm, it was off his wrong shoulder, off the back shoulder, but was able to recover enough, go a little bit to the right, and get upfield. Make a nice play right there.
Look at that formation, the bottom of your screen. They go far side. This one's up for grabs a little bit long. That was a total distraction. Quashawn Johnson was there, but not able to get his hands on the ball.
Well, that's a situation where you wanted the one-on-one matchup. Obviously, Johnson, a kid with a lot of speed off to the right side, actually had 4 wideouts to the short side of the field. And that play was ticketed for Johnson the whole way to see if they could exploit that one-on-one matchup. I like the way Audubon right now is stretching the field, and you can see it's coinciding with them having success here with minute and 1:01 left.
Punt team is on for Audubon. Shore will punt. It's 4th and 8. Nice kick, short side of the field, probably not going to be returned. Takes a nice Audubon roll, so nice that it went into the end zone. That's kind of the day it's been for Audubon here on the roll. Looked like it might have rolled out of bounds, but it didn't. As we look at the standings coming in from the Colonial Patriot, now, well, we'll get to that in a second as a flag is down on the play. Still talk this over. Don't see it. It's about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage is where the flag sits. Holding against Audubon.
Holding against Haddon Township.
Haddon Township, I'm sorry. Holding Haddon Township. Kevin, I was going to say the standings coming in. Colonial Patriot, Woodbury 4-0, Paulsboro 4-1, Haddon Township and Audubon each 2-2, then Lindenwold 1-4, and Gateway 0-4. So we're looking at 2 of the teams in the middle of the Colonial Patriot this year.
Yeah, 2 teams that have a nice year, got some wins, and I think that's important for these programs to get the wins, keep the kids coming out, and hopefully that'll have an effect as they move forward in the next year.
Handoff, trying to get around the corner is Boyle. Pushes one man, gets across to about the 22-yard line. Gain of about 2.
You know, Tad, Audubon obviously forced a punt right there, but I think they didn't score, but they did the next best thing to that in establishing some type of rhythm offensively. And it all started with getting Shore involved with the passing game and really did a nice job throwing the ball, especially when he was able to get his feet underneath him. I know a couple times they put a little bit of pressure on him, threw off the front foot, had some ill-advised passes, but for the most part, I think we saw something, a little bit of a preview of what we're going to see in the second half of this game.
Final 10 seconds here in the first half. Let's see what Township does here as a man moves on the top side of your screen. Unfortunately, somebody was not on the count. That's Keith Hernandez. There's a name for you, baseball fan.
Left-handed first baseman, MVP of the Mets.
That 5-yard penalty.
And that might be enough to run the clock off, and it is. So we have played one half of action here from Audubon in this Thanksgiving Day rivalry game. Haddon Township leads at 17-0. We hope you please support these sponsors we now have on TV 19+.
In the area, we offer you the confidence that comes from working with professionals. We put your needs first, and we know the area. Real estate is not a part-time interest to us. It's our profession. We have no part-time associates in our staff because we know that it takes full-time commitment to obtain the best prices for our sellers.
Westmont Ace Hardware has been serving the South Jersey area since 1932. The third generation of the founding family still operates our large modern store at 127 Haddon Avenue in Westmont. We offer the convenience of being located right in town on the main street with off-street parking and no hassles driving miles to a shopping center. Westmont Ace Hardware is known for the variety of tools, hardware, and general merchandise that it carries. But we are best known for our knowledgeable salespeople and personal service. If you can describe your hardware need, we can find the exact product to satisfy it. Westmont Ace Hardware, the place to go for all your hardware needs.
The Taproom Grill, located on Crystal Lake Avenue in Haddon Township, is the ideal place to gather with friends or family to enjoy great food and beverages in a casual and friendly environment. The Taproom provides a neighborhood atmosphere that attracts patrons of all ages. Whether you choose the indoor tavern or the spacious outdoor deck, you can select from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, and specials, all expertly prepared by our chef. The Taproom has 18 flat-screen TVs both indoors and out, and music entertainment 4 days a week. Planning a private celebration or event, the Taproom can host an event from a party of 12 to a group of 700. Come to the Taproom, where we serve great food, beverages, and smiles every day of the week.
The Retrospect is your very local source of news and features that you can't get anywhere else. Each week you'll read the headlines from your hometown and surrounding suburban towns. You'll read about the events and people that make your community unique. Stories about your friends and neighbors and a weekly calendar of events. You'll also take a trip back in history each week when we take you down memory lane, and you'll be able to check out the legal notices once a week and all in the same place. And don't forget about local sports from the schools and community leagues right in your hometown. To find out how to get your copy, visit www.theretrospect.com. Carl's Haddonfield Service. Carl's Haddonfield Service has been a local landmark providing reliable automotive service for over 50 years. At Carl's, we are still providing old-fashioned full service like cleaning your windshield and checking your oil with every fill-up.
Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors are known for our innovations in real estate sales. Now we're adding to the technologies available to sellers and buyers by making it easier to get information about a home when a potential buyer sees our real estate sign. At the top of these signs is a text code that can be used in conjunction with a buyer's mobile phone to bring up a complete description of the property, and with a smartphone, photographs, floor plans, and maps as well. Simply enter the text code from the sign into your phone to retrieve this information, and for even more details, press the link to contact the listing agent. Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors, for innovations in real estate sales.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here. TV 19 Plus as we get set for the second half between Haddon Township and Audubon. And Kevin, Haddon Township has to be thrilled to death with the way they played so far today.
No, I think the key, again, is on the offensive side of the ball. The way they're showing multiple looks, and more importantly than that, I mean, it's great play calling. One thing to have the great play calling that we're having and the good different looks that you're seeing, it's another thing to execute, and that's the thing we're seeing from the Haddon Township offense, and especially with the way Jake Campbell has been able to involve everybody in the offense, and for the most part has thrown passes right on the money, and I think that's the key why we're looking at a 17-0 lead here by Haddon Township to start the second half.
The thing that was encouraging for me was sure looks like he can throw the ball. It's just a matter of they're going to have to be a little more consistent with it.
Yeah, good positive drive there towards the end of the half, and I think, in replacement of points, if you get that, that's something you have to feel good about if you're Audubon heading into the second half.
Connor Wade on the kickoff, and the second half is underway. Here comes Audubon on the return. Good move here. This is how it starts with a good return as they get out beyond the 30-yard line. As taking that there was Quayshawn Johnson.
Yeah, just building on some positive things, and there you saw to start the second half, a kid like Quayshawn Johnson, who's one of their playmakers, is able to get the ball and get them in pretty decent field position on the return.
And in defense of Audubon, they are missing some starters, namely their regular starting quarterback, who I think is a heck of an athlete, in Aiden Borden. So they're trying to do it from, the second team side on some of these players as we go 1st and 10. Right up the middle, pushing hard with this one. As this is what Audubon has to do, is Chisholm takes that one in a gain of about 5.
Well, that's one thing we saw towards the end of that half. It was no coincidence that when you get the passing game going, stretch out the field, what we saw right there with the success of Chisholm off to the right side was something we were starting to see in that last drive as they ended the first half.
2nd and 3.
So Chisholm puts Audubon in a 2nd down and 3. Give it to Chisholm again, this time off one man. He's going to get the first down and more, and he has a shot here, still on his feet across the 40, and finally brought down at the 25-yard line by Nick Marino. But, man, what an effort by Chisholm.
Yeah, you can see Chisholm. Obviously, that was a defensive setup that favored Haddon Township. On that particular play, they had everybody up in the box, was able to get to Chisholm right when he got to the line of scrimmage, a little bit before it, but doing a good job of bouncing it out to the outside. And obviously, Khalil Chisholm is a kid with a lot of speed, but even when you make that initial hit, he's not going to go down. You have to hit and wrap. Haddon Township didn't do that, and Chisholm made him pay off to the right side.
Makes it inside the 30, down to the 29. Best offense of the game thus far for Audubon. They send a man in motion. Chisholm again. This time he is taken down from behind. Is coming in there was Joel Egbert.
Stopped in the backfield by number 53.
Yeah, Egbert able to gain penetration. And again, you saw Haddon Township there with 8 men in the box. Linebackers were crowded up close, and that's the type of defense you need. It's perfectly form-fitted for that type of play, and they were able to make the stop.
Gain of about a yard, leads it 2nd down and 9. Just underway, second half here on TV 19+. Audubon with the ball, they trail at 17-0. Send a man in motion. Chisholm met at the line. Good job to slice in there by Joel Egbert once again. It looks like he's getting some gap penetration.
Yeah, Egbert off to that one side. Again, he's got a lot of movement, a lot of room to move on that defensive side of the ball. And, you know, a lot has to be said for the great job you're seeing by the defensive lineman.
So that's going to leave him 3rd down and 9. With 9:40 and counting to play here in the first half. I would think Audubon may have to start going to 2-down territory here.
Yeah, especially this deep in the Haddon Township end of the field, being down 17-0.
There is one wide out top side of your screen. Send a man in motion. Chisholm's going to take it. He is going nowhere. Great pursuit in the backfield. As making that tackle was Connor Wade. Now it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here, as this is going to be 4th and about 10.
Yeah, a little surprise there on a 3rd down, deep in the Haddon Township end, fairly deep in the Haddon Township end. They didn't try to at least go with a play action to get the ball down the field, but like you said, Tad, this is 2-down territory, and obviously they're going to go for it here in 4th down, being on the Haddon Township 30-yard line.
Eric Shore just went to the coach, and now they may have to call timeout here. They're taking a long time to get this play in, keeping men in the huddles to avoid.
You got time.
Yeah. Now they will call time, so they're going to have to burn one early. 8:45 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Township leads at 17-0. That's Audubon's first timeout of the second half. A big 4th down and 11. They will go for it. Send a man out top side of the screen. That is actually Shore. In the quarterback is Quashawn Johnson. So Johnson now in at quarterback. It is a fake snap taken by one of the other up-backs, and I don't think he's going to get the first down, as the snap actually went to Chisholm, but somebody messed up on that play.
Chisholm's able to get it, but that's a great job by Matt Brown, stopping what, on a great individual effort, what looked like on a broken play was going to be Khalil Chisholm going for a first down, but just a great job, individual effort defensively by Matt Brown.
And it looked like maybe if he got the snap cleanly, if that was the play, it looked like he had a shot to make it. And I'm watching the offensive coach for Audubon, who I think called a pretty good play there. He just threw his play card down at the 35-yard line. That was their chance to make something happen.
And you have to think that defensively, with Johnson into a quarterback position, they're thinking he's going to roll out, give him the option to pass or run, and thought they'd catch him off guard.
Clemente gets around the corner, looks to go ahead, goes to about the 30-yard line, where he is tackled by a host of green wave shirts. Good run, though, by Clemente.
Yeah, Haddon Township having offensive success in one of the many ways that they had in the first half, with Clemente going off to the right side. And on that play, Audubon's just not able to get their linebackers involved in that play. And again, give a lot of credit to the guards and the tackles sealing off the flow of the linebackers to the outside. And Clemente's able to gain about 9 there on that first down play.
2nd down and 1. Pitch now near side of the beautiful move, cutting ahead. It's going to be close on the carry by Clemente. It looks like he will get enough for the first down.
Clemente on the carry, stopped by Pat Brunette.
Pretty nice run by Clemente.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay, and there was great pursuit to the outside, but a little bit of over pursuit, and a kid like Clemente, who has the ability to cut back, is able to gain a yard that he needed for the first down and keep this first drive of Haddon Township going in the second half.
From the 32, 1st and 10 Township, we have 7:50 remaining to play here in this third quarter. In the slot on the right side is Connor Wade. This is usually a passing formation. This time it is not. Here is Wade. Gets a nice hole, and Wade takes it out to the 40, about a yard shy of the first down.
At the middle, stopped by number 50, Pat Brunette, and number 40, Kevin Terrafe. There is a flag.
They've run that play a couple times, as you just heard in the background. There's a flag. Here's our official in the area, possibility of holding. And there it is, holding, so that's going to knock them back.
But I agree with you, Tad. That formation, in most cases, is a passing formation because you have the one where you have Wade immediately to the right next to the quarterback, Campbell. That formation, actually, Wade was up a couple yards, and you usually don't see a handoff out of that. Came out of it, again, giving you yet another look from a formation that we didn't even see in the first half. I mean, every time Wade was up that far, you very rarely saw him loop back, and they did it right there.
You know what? Here it is again. This is going to be a 1st and 20, though, this time for Campbell. He will pass this time. Gets the pass off. It is complete. Good job to get up just about to the 30-yard line as Casey Boyle makes the catch. Boyle plays well, not only running, but he can catch the ball.
Yeah, well, that's that play where they flood that right side. You had Wade as a back shoot upfield on a go route. That took the linebackers out of the play. They had to respect that, and they're able to gain 9. A nice, simple play that Haddon Township's been executing throughout the day.
So they get 9 yards back on it. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as we have 6:35 remaining to play here in this third quarter. Township leading at 17-0. Pitch it to the near side this time. Boyle gets by one. Now a nice open field tackle there.
Casey Boyle
as it's made on the play by Audubon. That's Sutter on the tackle. Going to leave him 3rd and about 8.
A little bit extra curricular activity there. Yeah, you had Boyle off to the left side, had Wade out in front, but that's one of the few times you saw the activity, the gang tackling, the team pursuit to the outside from Audubon that, again, we haven't seen on a consistent basis, and they're able to make a play right there.
You see the referee is having some words with one of the Haddon Township players. He didn't like something he saw, and you were talking about that extracurricular stuff.
Yeah, well, they're the types of things that we started the game off with, the personal foul, and give credit to the refs. They stepped right in there, when we saw it on the initial couple plays of the first half, and they did step in right there to keep control of the game. Good job.
Township calls their first timeout of the second half. 5:47 to play, third quarter. Township leads at 17-0. Tad Gauzineski, Kevin Schulz with you here in TV 19+. 3 wide receivers top of the screen, 1 at the bottom of the screen. It's 3rd down and 8. Campbell is back, goes across the middle of the field, overthrows his intended wide receiver as he looked for Corson Harder.
Is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a big stop there by Audubon. It's the first time we've seen them do what they had to do in stopping Haddon Township. And, you also had Haddon Township shooting themselves in the foot with the penalty. But in light of the fact that Audubon has been able to do some nice things offensively, you have to like the fact that defensively they were able to stop this drive of Haddon Township here to start the second half.
Troy Condria, sophomore, into punt. Short punt. It's going to bounce a bit, and it's going to die around the 35-yard line. So Audubon, 1st and 10 from their own 35, and if they can get some offense together soon, they have a shot. But they need to get it going soon with 5:29 to play here in the third quarter.
You saw Chisholm have that nice play, big run on that last drive. That was the big play of the drive, to get the ball down to the Haddon Township 30-yard line. But I think from this point on, you're going to have to see to mix things up with not only have Chisholm involved in the offense, but also get Shore involved in the offense, much the same way we did to end the first half.
So Audubon 1st and 10 from the 35.
1st and 10 for the Wave at their own 36.
Here's Chisholm. He's done a majority of the work. Good job from the weak side on pursuit there on the tackle. That was Elijah Camacho, who's just played a good game today.
Camacho, and if you look at that defense in tandem, I was focusing on the linebackers there in that play. The key at the linebacker's position is to read your keys. The guards are going to take you to where the play's going to go, and you saw the linebackers move in unison. Just great defensive football when you're talking about reading and reacting.
Ticket number is 2.
No gains, 2nd down and 10 for Audubon.
Please report to the announcer's booth to collect your prize.
Pass play going far side of the field. A man there. It is caught and dropped. Beautifully thrown ball. Johnson should have had it, and unfortunately he just dropped it.
Everything was there. The call was right. A 2-step drop. Keep it simple.
22.
Shore steps back, sets his feet, makes the throw to Johnson. Right there, was open on the outside end of the field, but unfortunately Johnson wasn't able to hold on to it.
And that's the thing as a coach that drives you up a wall. You get the perfect play, the perfect throw, and unfortunately that's part of high school sports.
Yeah, and we see them try to go to that one-on-one matchup to end the first half on a pass that was a little bit wide, but again, that one was right there.
Lone setback is Chisholm, back with Shore. Shore wants to pass. He's looking, gets it across the middle. There's a lot of contact, no flag, as the pass was intended for Zach Sutter. So that'll bring a 4th down and 9.
Well, that's usually the play. That's a good, very good play to come back with after you're trying to exploit the outside area of the field, and you think that might leave the middle area of the field vulnerable. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't a great throw, and Haddon Township had it covered all the way.
Eric Shore into punt. Back to receive is Boyle. He's standing about his own 30. High kick. Boyle might want this. He catches it, fair catches it at the 30. So 1st and 10 for Haddon Township. 4:31 to play here in the third quarter. Haddon Township leading at 17-0 here on TV 19 Plus, and this is our last football game for this 2012 season. We want to remind you we're going to have some basketball games coming up as we go into the new year and late in December. So please stay tuned to Channel 19 for all the upcoming basketball games and whatever else might be happening here on TV 19 Plus.
Yeah, a lot of action in the Colonial Conference. Of course, one of the top teams in the Colonial Conference is Paulsboro when you talk about basketball, and featuring a couple Division I prospects.
Here's Boyle, right side, gets around the corner. He's got some running room, a 1st down and more, up near midfield and into Audubon territory, and Boyle continues to have an outstanding day.
Yeah, and again, you look at the space that they're able to create on that outside area of the field. You saw Wade as a lead blocker, really didn't have anybody to block until he was a few yards, 5-6 yards into the defensive backfield. And Boyle, a kid who, if you give that type of space, is going to be able to get the yardage and make the big plays that you saw right there.
In Audubon territory, 1st and 10. Boyle now the deep man in the eye. Give it to Boyle again, and this time he is met in the backfield and a loss of about 2 yards as he's tackled by Owen Danya.
There is a flag.
And a flag is down on the play. Here comes the call. Might be an illegal type of block against Haddon Township. So it is an illegal block. So Township going to move back, but they have been in control of this game.
Yeah, and that was a nice stop by Dania. But, Haddon Township, one thing in this second half, they're doing some good things, but you can see where penalties can get you out of a rhythm. And, ultimately it forced them to punt on the last series of downs, and now they're looking at a 1st down and about 25.
Yep. Ball goes back to their own 37. 1st and 25. In the backfield is Connor Wade this time with the quarterback Campbell. Campbell back, quick pass far side. It is complete. All over that is Audubon at the line of scrimmage. There's going to be no gain there as that pass is for Corson Harder.
Campbell's pass is complete to number 44, Corson Harder.
Yeah, I think if you saw that play, a lot of the passes Campbell had in the first half, right on the numbers, or a little bit ahead of the receiver, allowed him to get those shoulders squared up, go up the field. Harder had to turn around right there, and you give that extra time for the linebackers and defensive backs to react and come up and make the play.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 25 again for Haddon Township. Again, they lead at 17-0. Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter. 2 wideouts top side, 1 wide out to the near side. Campbell back to pass, gets it off, and it is almost picked off there and intercepted. What a play. Jake Mistaki almost got that.
Yeah, that's the big play you're looking for. It looks like they blitzed off to the left side or shot a gap by Deniet. Were able to get in there, get pressure on Campbell. And, I mean, that was all kinds of pressure. They had 3 or 4, probably 3 defensive linemen, maybe a linebacker in Campbell's face. A lot more pressure than they were able to get on him in that first half. And, again, they're putting him in a 3rd and long situation. You know, they started the drive with the big play to Boyle off to the right side and getting the first down. Then you have the penalty. You're looking at a Haddon Township offense that just doesn't have the same crispness and rhythm that we saw in that first half.
Looked like Cox was the one who initially blocked that. So this time a 3rd and 25. Over Campbell's head. Let's see what he can do with this one. He saved him once before. He is not going to save him this time. As in there on the tackle was Pat Burnett. And now Audubon has a shot. And now a flag comes in real late. And we're going to see what happens here. Now, if this is an automatic first down, this is a killer for Audubon. I have no idea what this could be here.
Sit and wait here, but I'll tell you what, a lot of the success, you know, we're talking about Haddon Township being out of the rhythm, but you know, I think a lot of credit has to go with that to that defensive line. It's really gaining a lot more penetration than they had in that first half, and you're seeing, you know, the success that they're having here.
Here comes this big call in the game. He's telling the coach to back off the field. That's what that was there. Personal foul. Here it comes against Audubon.
Dead ball, personal foul.
Still 4th down. As you can see, it's still 4th down. Again, it's hard for us to see what's happening. We're at the top of the press box here. Obviously, the official is right there, and he saw something he did not like.
Yeah, these officials are doing a good job keeping control of this game. You saw before he made the call, he wanted the coach back, and especially with the way the game started off with the personal fouls, they knew they had to step in and take control, and they have.
Here's Condria into punt, and now a whistle before the snap, and we may have illegal substitution here. See the referees coming in. Flag was thrown by the back judge. Yeah, legal substitution against Audubon, so that's going to cost 5 more yards against Audubon. But again, still going to be 4th down.
Yeah, 2 successive penalties, but at the same time, what you're doing here is hurting yourself from a field position standpoint. You're going to get the ball probably 15 to 20 yards further back than you would have gotten.
Back to receive the kick is Quishawn Johnson, a sophomore, in to kick it. Condria. And another flag. What do we have this time?
Hey, there's another flag.
This is amazing. Like, you can hear the groans from the Audubon sidelines and their fans.
Can't even imagine what this could be. I mean,
illegal substitution again.
Another illegal substitution against Audubon.
5 more yards. The only good thing for Audubon is it was 4th and 25 coming in. It's now 4th and about 15.
4th down and 20 for Haddon Township at their own 43. Punting for the Hawks is number 34.
They only have 10 on the field.
You serious? Only 10?
Yeah.
I guess that eliminates the illegal substitution, man. What a punt, far side. Condria inside the 10, and after all that, it dies at the 10-yard line. Boy, Audubon coaches have got to be beside themselves right here with this series.
Well, the difference with the penalty, obviously you had a great punt right there, or the difference between getting the ball at, say, the 40, 50-yard line and now having the ball back in your own 10-yard line, and you're really, not totally, but in some ways negating a lot of the momentum that your defense built up right there with stopping Haddon Township.
Saw the coach talking with our official, who is obviously not happy with what he's seen. He's going to run the play in here with his quarterback, Shore. But he had a pretty extended talking to with the referee there. So Shore's going to run in the play. We have 1:48 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Audubon's got to start doing some scoring, and it's going to be tough. They trail it 17-0. Here's Chisholm. And they are ready for Chisholm again. No gain on this one. Connor Wade on the stop.
Man, that's another thing. Being deep on your own end of the field, it limits some of the things that you're able to do. And Haddon Township right there anticipated Chisholm going off to the right side. And yeah, they'll take that any day, just having Chisholm get 2 yards, especially when Audubon's buried this deep in their own end of the field.
2nd down and 8 for the Green Wave. Ball's at about the 11.5-yard line. Do they dare attempt to pass deep in their own zone? Handoff. Chisholm, and he is stopped. This time he is stopped for a loss. Beautiful read on that play by Troy Condria.
Yeah, Condria, they have the linebackers backed off a little bit, did a good job reading, an even better job stepping up and making the play. Really impressed with the linebacker play in this second half of Haddon Township and actually throughout the whole game.
I believe it's Troy Condrala. I thought that was an IA. It's Condrala.
Well, now you're in a third and fairly long situation. You have to feel like Haddon Township, with having this many yards to work with here, with having Audubon buried deep, can take chances, can blitz and put pressure on shore. And again, field position puts them in a tough spot.
Back to pass, 3rd and 8, going far sideline, overthrows the intended wide receiver on that far side. He was open. That was Zach Sutter, but incomplete. Now it's going to be 4th and long. 22 seconds to play in the third. You're going to be punting from about your own goal line.
Yeah, not a bad shot there. You know, I like that play. The quick 2-step drop, thinking that Haddon Township possibly would blitz on that play. Allow Shore to get his feet under him, but he just threw it a little bit long.
Shore is going to punt from about his own goal line. Good snap this time. It is blocked. The kick is blocked, and Haddon Township is going to score a touchdown. So it is blocked. Beautifully done. And McCullough scores the touchdown, and Township increases their lead.
Well, McCullough got loose on that left side. I'm not so sure they were going for the block, but he just got loose, was able to go in there for the block. You have to think Haddon Township at that point, with them punting from deep in their own end, really were setting up the return. But if you're sure one of the outside guys, you get loose in there, you're going for that block. That's what he was able to do right there and get another 6.
Score is now 23-0. Haddon Township leads it. 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Extra point try for Connor Wade. It is long enough, but no good. So again, 15 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Haddon Township leads it 23-0. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here on TV 19 Plus. Final 15 seconds of the third quarter. Township will kick off, leading it 23-0. Everything has gone their way today. Connor Wade will kick off. Goes far side of the field. Johnson, somebody picks it up there finally. Somebody had to pick that one up. It's going to come out to about the 15, 1st and 10 Audubon, and you can just sense now this game had some hope for Audubon. I think it slipped away on that block.
Well, again, I think the last chance they really had was to have forced Haddon Township to punt fairly deep in their own end of the field because of the penalties they were getting. And then Audubon got 3 successive penalties of their own. You get the punt, you get the ball deep in your own end of the field. And I think when you get the ball there, you're really limited in what you're able to do. And you saw Haddon Township defensively take advantage of that. And obviously you got the block for the touchdown that kind of almost sealed the win here.
Here's Chisholm, tries to cut it back, maybe for a yard, and that is going to do it for action here in the third quarter. We played 3 quarters of action here on TV 19 Plus. It's been all Haddon Township. They lead it 23-0. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here at TV 19 Plus. Audubon with a 2nd down and 7. Pass play is on, with some pressure on, gets the pass off, a little bit short, but caught nonetheless. As Audubon will take this out of bounds, the clock will continue to run. As Johnson, the sophomore on the play, he's going to have a nice future for this Audubon team. But again, Haddon Township all over it.
Yeah, and we've seen Shore go with the 2-step drop. There he had a semi-rollout, but that was great pressure. But I'll tell you what, on the receiving end, Johnson did a nice job recovering, made the little run after the catch, and was able to gain about 6.
Have a score in from Haddon Heights and Haddonfield. Heights leads Haddonfield in the third, 14-7. 3rd down and 4 here for Audubon. Chisholm. Boy, there are red uniforms and white uniforms everywhere. He had absolutely nowhere to go on that stop by Troy Condrela.
And the key there starts with the penetration you're seeing into the backfield. I mean, that bounce-out play is predicated in seeing the hole that's not there, but not having penetration by the defense. Defense was able to get out there, cut off Chisholm's cut out to the outside, and he really had no place to go. And you're looking at an Audubon team that's forced to punt again.
So into punt will be Eric Shore, about his own 10-yard line. Back to receive it will be Casey Boyle standing at midfield.
Casey Boyle.
Last punt was blocked. Haddonfield playing return, or excuse me, Township playing return all the way. High kick, far side. Got to watch it doesn't hit your own player there as it goes out of bounds at the 40. First and 10 for Haddon Township.
Of course, Tad, you mentioned the Haddon Heights game, Haddon Heights and Haddonfield, and a shocking score, I think, with both of us in Woodstown upsetting Haddon Heights last week 8-6. And I think the most shocking thing about that is a Haddon Heights offense that's probably one of the most explosive aerial attacks in the Colonial Conference being held to 6 points.
I really was surprised. If you told me only 6 points, I would have said no way. But that's what happened. And they're playing right now Thanksgiving, and that's it for them. I thought they'd be playing in the championship game against West Deptford. First and 10 now for Haddon Township. They're going to try and run some clock here as coming down the bottom side of the formation is Clemente. Clemente's had a pretty good day today. He gets about 4.
Yeah, nice cutback ability. You see, he's got his a lot of his runs through the cutbacks where you see Boyle occasionally cuts back, but he's usually a kid that goes with that stretch play and getting to the outside. Again, a lot of players from the skill position are involved in this offensive attack of Haddon Township, and they've all done a good job keeping this Audubon defense off balance.
Second down and 6 for Township. Under 10 minutes to play in this Thanksgiving Day game. It's been all Township. They lead 23-0. Connor Wade, the lone setback. Give is to Wade, right up the middle, over one man, still pushing ahead. A little shy of midfield, but Wade continues to play well, and he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Now, good to see Connor Wade get his hands on the ball. You know, we've seen him run at times, but I think the big thing he's done today is be a lead blocker. When you're looking at Boyle and his success, Clemente and getting to the outside, a lot of those big runs have been sprung by a block by Connor Wade, and the kid who's just had an outstanding day here.
3rd and 1. They can get across the 50. You see the 50-yard line about a yard away. That is the first down marker here. Looking for a blitz right up the middle. They get it off. Clemente, a first down and more. Cuts it across. Picks up a block. Clemente spins and down at the 31. First down after he's tackled on the play after a gain of nearly 25 yards.
Well, that's the thing with the blitz. You blitz to get to the backfield, get to the ball carrier, the quarterback, before the play gets going upfield. If you don't get to him, you're going to leave that left side of the offensive line open. There was a gaping hole there, and Clemente really made them pay for it.
1st and 10 from the 32 of Audubon. 8:34 to play in this game. Haddon Township leads at 23-0. Here's an odd formation. Clemente pitches behind the odd formation. Clemente gets around the corner, gets to about the 24-yard line. Zach Sutter on the tackle. Flag is down on the play, back at the original contact.
Definitely a different look with the formation with the two, not even wide outs. I mean, here the back and the slot back as you look at holding.
Holding is the call.
Directly behind the tight end and the tackle right there.
And if you haven't seen that as a defender in high school ball, you got to go like, ooh, what are we going to do with this?
10-yard penalty.
Fortunately for Haddon Township, a holding call. It'll be 1st and 20 for them back at the 42.
You had to hold there, negate that play. But again, you saw Wade and Marino, two guys from the skill positions that also have done a real nice job here today as lead blockers, and you saw it right there. Unfortunately, obviously that was called back with the holding call.
Clemente goes to the slot. Connor Wade, the lone setback. Same type formation. Delay, far side Clemente. The green shirts read it well, as does Audubon. Back to about the original line of scrimmage.
I think what these different formations do, not only do you put them in a situation where they have lead blockers on plays that go off tackle, but also there's multiple options right there, and the defense, really has to be flat, play it honestly. You can't over pursue one way or another. And again, it's gone a long way today with these different formations and keeping Audubon defensively off balance.
Second down and a long 20, we'll call it. Clemente, the deep back, they fake to him. This is a pass play. They're going deep down the sideline. A man there and a real nice defensive play there. As that was a pretty well thrown ball and a nice defensive play by Chisholm.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Khalil Chisholm's really going all out today. Tough.
Third down and
ending up the day
at the Audubon 42.
Right now being down 23-0, but this is a kid who's definitely, as a junior right now, going to be one of the big leaders next year for Audubon.
Yeah, if you score 1,000 yards, rush for 1,000 yards as a sophomore and have a big season as well this year, next year is going to be a big season for him.
And I like the way the offense moved when they were able to, towards the end of the first half, get the passing game going along with Chisholm. And again, you can see that's something they're going to have to build on and want to build on for next year.
Draw play to Wade. Wade gets some room, pushes ahead out across the 30-yard line. And it's going to leave him about 7 or 8 short of the first down, and we have an injury. Injury timeout. 6:46 to play in this one. Haddon Township leads at 23-0. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you, TV 19 Plus. I believe on the injury there were a handful of substitutions, so we'll try and figure out what's going on with Haddon Township. Is going to try a 47-yard field goal here.
Well, Connor's previous field goal was from, I think, 32, was easily good from 42 or 45. I mean, it made it with room to spare.
So here's a 47-yard field goal attempt. The snap not good, and it is blocked. So the snap was the problem. And now Audubon will take over. Boy, that would have been interesting to see. I would like to see him get that one off.
On a good snap, man. I mean, he's got the foot. You see him on kickoffs. Really get the ball deep. So
the advantage, too, Kevin, on high school ball, you get to put on that little black flat tee so you get some elevation on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, like we said, you had the high snap. And very difficult, as you're being the holder, to get that down, get it down where it needs to go with that high snap with a limited amount of time. I mean, that's a bang play right there.
6:07 to play in this game. Audubon with the ball, looking for any kind of points. They trail at 23-0. Back to pass, looking, getting the pass off, and it is intercepted. Going down to his knees, otherwise he might have had a touchdown. He knows it was Corson Harder.
Intercepted by number 44, Corson Harder. There is a flag.
I'll tell you, Shore really got a hit. It might have even been a late hit right here.
Flag on the play. Personal foul, roughing the quarterback. You got it, Kevin.
Foul, roughing the passer against Haddon Township.
So it's going to be Audubon ball nonetheless.
And we always say in this day and age, that's a play that rightfully so is called a lot more tightly than it was, say, 10, 15 years ago. And I think one thing that you're seeing from Haddon Township, you saw Audubon have success throwing the ball at the end of the first half. One thing I'm sure Haddon Township said at halftime is we've got to put more pressure on Shore, and you saw it right there. And most of the time that Shore's going back to pass in this second half, they've put a lot of pressure on him. He's had 3 or 4 bodies in his face.
From the 47, 1st and 10 for Audubon. 5:59 to play in the game. There's that odd formation top of the screen. They've gone to the bottom side of the screen with this formation. We'll see. They look bottom side. They get it off. Overthrown the intended receiver, Johnson. About the 3rd time they've done that.
And that's a play where Johnson really got rid of it a little bit too quickly. Wasn't able to set his feet underneath him. You can tell this is a kid who's feeling the pressure of that Haddon Township defense. And, you talk to a lot of quarterbacks, and they always say that it's not always the time they're sacked, but if they get pressure on them, it takes them out of their rhythm. And again, that's what I think you're seeing Haddon Township do successfully in the second half.
So Shore tried to get it out for Johnson, but to no avail. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Near side of the field, trying to get around the corner, going with it here with some good moves up in front. Good job by Audubon there as Johnson takes that one.
Johnson on the carry.
The future running back, if you will, for Audubon. he is going to get the first down.
Well, you have a lot of youth at the skill positions, and you have to like what you saw right there. I mean, they did that play to Johnson earlier, but I think it took a little too much time to develop. He went a little bit too much laterally. Here he went laterally, but got upfield in a hurry and was able to get the first down.
1st and 10. Try it again. Johnson to the top side of the screen. Johnson's going to get out to about the 30-yard line and a gain of about 6.
Quay Johnson runs off right tackle.
Yeah, if you're Audubon, I mean, you made a playoff appearance this year. You have some younger kids at the skill position. Obviously, getting Shore in here is going to help them out. Unfortunately, via an injury to Aiden Board, something you never want to see. But, it'll give Shore a chance to kind of get his feet wet. And obviously, he's going to be the quarterback next year as a senior.
5 minutes to play in this one. Audubon trying to score. They trail it 23-0. Chisholm in between the tackles. Township right there. And he is brought down as meeting him head on was Ed Hutchinson.
I don't care how good you are if you're running into 3 or 4 bodies. And you're talking about Khalil Chisholm, a kid who we've seen gain a lot of yards after the initial hit. When you're hit by 3 or 4 either defensive linemen or linebackers, you're not going to have much success. That's basically a wall to try to run through.
That's kind of what he's up against here today, and he still had a pretty good afternoon. We're looking at a 3rd and about 4. Try Chisholm again, looks to cut back, and he is stopped in the backfield. Nice job that time by Joel Egbert.
Khalil Chisholm brought down to the
Egbert's been real active up there. You know, you get a kid like Chisholm, if nothing's there, he bounces it out to the outside. We've seen him have success on that play, especially I believe it was the first or second play to start the second half. But for the most part today, the Haddon Township defense has done a nice job stopping that play like they did right there.
4th down and 4. They will go, trailing it 23-0. Shore in the shotgun. To his left is Terafay. Back to pass. Gets the pass off, and it is dropped. He had him there. Could have got 2 hands on it. And that was Sutter. Sutter could have hold. And now turnover on downs.
Yeah, Shore is able. It seems like when he's able to set his feet, he's got a real nice throw. Put it right there where it needed to go. Unfortunately, Sutter wasn't able to hold onto the ball, and Haddon Township takes over.
So 3:32 to play here in this season for both teams in our broadcast season here on TV 19 Plus. Township with the ball. They lead it 23-0.
Tad, we talked about the Group 2 playoffs in Haddon Heights, and another team, Pensgrove, that came in here and beat Audubon. I believe it was 48-0. Is probably one of the top teams in Group 1.
They're an outstanding ball club. 1st and 10, Haddon Township. Handoff spinning with it far side is Clemente. Clemente again has had a good day, and there's some of that extracurricular stuff.
Stop by number 4.
And I believe
flag down.
Another flag here, but I believe Pensgrove is slated to go against Glassboro in the next round, a team that traditionally is always one of the top teams in Group 1.
Face mask against Audubon. They're calling it a 5-yard penalty. Things have not gone well for Audubon here today, with the exception of the field's been beautiful and it's been a beautiful day. Beyond that, it just has not been a green wave day here. It's been all Haddon Township.
Yeah, even when they got a little bit of momentum there towards the end of that first half, I think you're looking at a Haddon Township team that just stepped it up a notch and really did what they had to do. You saw Shore have a little bit of success in the second half, start off with Haddon Township, putting a lot of pressure on him, kind of taking him out of his game.
We're going to call this 1st and 2 after the penalty. Connor Wade, the lone setback. Just letting some clock run here. Here is Wade. Wade will get the first down as he gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. And Wade, a senior playing in his last game, has played a really solid last game.
Absolutely. And, you know, he ran the ball. He had a big run off to the left side, and you saw a couple of the linemen, a couple of the other kids come up, pat him on the helmet, and I think they know what kind of contribution Connor Wade is given to this team today and throughout the season.
1st and 10.
So Audubon is going to finish on a high note and end up finishing with a 6-4 record this year. Pretty respectable.
Yeah, and making a playoff appearance, and that's always a big thing, especially when you have some young guys at the skill positions, some leaders, when you're talking about Chisholm coming back next year. And again, that's something you're going to have to build on.
Up the middle on the handoff. And again, just trying to run some clock with his Connor Wade. So again, Haddon Township played Shalleck last week. I believe that was a consolation game last week, I believe, where Audubon did make the playoffs and lost to Pennsgrove. But again, great job by Haddon Township to go up and basically just running the clock out. And Kevin, you had an opportunity, as we mentioned, to see them in their first game this year where they really struggled, and they've come a long way, and they've shown some things this year.
Definitely a team that improved. And even in the game where we saw them struggling in that first half, they did some nice things, but you can just see it all starts with Jake Campbell feeling comfortable at the quarterback position. You have multiple players at the skill position be involved in the offense. Just a complete win here for Haddon Township.
Clemente across midfield, and he is off to the races. Clemente is going to take this one to the house. 56 yards out, and the route is on.
Dan Clemente runs.
Yeah, another kid, Dan Clemente, as a senior, along with Boyle, have had nice days running the ball, and fittingly him capping it off with a cutback run, something we've seen from him all year, all game here today. And getting that cutback going shows great vision, great acceleration going upfield. Broke a tackle about 10 yards into the run, and really showed great speed and taking it all away for a touchdown.
Clemente is senior. That could be his last play as a football player at Haddon Township. It is now 29-0.
Connor Wade on
as in for the extra point will be Wade. 1:20 to play in this one on TV 19 Plus. Campbell will hold it. This snap is good. This kick is well long enough. Did it go through? It did. 1:20 to play in this one. It has been all Haddon Township. They lead it 30-0. Chad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz, as we wind it down for our football season here in TV 19 Plus. Haddon Township leading it 30-0. They will kick off as Audubon trying on a last-ditch effort here to get some kind of points on the board. Connor Wade into kickoff. Line drive kick. Bouncing all over the place here. Finally picked up by Audubon. And boy, great pursuit by Haddon Township on that special teams. It was trying to bring it back by Marrero.
Yeah, Haddon Township just did everything right today, and it's the type of game you're finishing off. You're doing everything well, and we talked about this Haddon Township offense probably improved as much, I think, as any team in the conference. And this is one of those situations where you finish up the season 6-4. You almost wish you had more season left with the type of confidence they're playing with. And I think more importantly, you see that confidence on a team that has so many different weapons, and they're really doing a good job. They did a great job today getting everybody involved in the offense.
1st and 10 for Audubon. Campbell over center. Far side, a couple for Johnson. Johnson maybe for a yard. And we're now under a minute in our season here in 2012.
And if you're Audubon, I mean, you just have to build on some positive things that you're able to do this year, namely a playoff appearance. You have some key players coming back next year, and this is a team that in the recent past have had a pretty good position. Obviously, everybody knows about Joe Flacco, the quarterback position, who went on to Pitt for a short time, went to Delaware, drafted in the first round, and now is a star with the Baltimore Ravens.
2nd down and 10. Handoff. Going nowhere. Boy, beautiful read on that one was Corson Harder, who continues to play a great day on the carry by Chisholm. And that should just about do it, Kevin. Final 15 seconds.
Nah, just a complete job by Haddon Township, doing what they had to do. And and I know you are too, very impressed with the offensive looks that they were able to come up with, the formations, and probably more importantly, the execution and getting everybody involved in the offense, I think, was the key to this win.
Well, that is going to do it for us here in TV 19 Plus. Haddon Township wins it by a final score of 30-0. Again, we want to thank everyone for watching throughout this season. Stay tuned to Channel 19. Please support our sponsors here in Channel 19. They're the ones that make these games possible for you. For Kevin Schulz and our executive producer, Don DeSink, I am Tad Kazaneski. We'll talk to you during basketball season right here on TV 19 Plus.
Major funding for this program was provided by Lenny Vermont and Leonard Realtors, Westmont Ace Hardware, the Tap Room on Crystal Lake Avenue, and the Retrospect. Additional funding was provided by Carl's Haddon Field Service,